What could be more than, you know, having a strategy and going with it more than that? What could be doing this thing? But because, of course, at the end of the day, now Igbos they see finish, now Southeast region they see finish. Now everybody gonna do. And they say they don't want to be part of Nigeria, Biafra. Allow them to go. So, you don't know here. My people, if you know one person, let the person may go. How you know one person you want tied and down? How? You are afraid he probably will go and excel more than you? You are afraid you say you don't want to give them leadership. Some people will come out to say, how can Igbos have economic power and also have political power? How can you be poor and senseless at the same time? That's the question a lot of us should be asking ourselves. Nigeria is poor, and we decide we have to be senseless. At least can't we be poor and have sense and use that sense and do the right thing and put in the people? Politics, I always say the politics is about economics. The politics that is not solving economic problem is rubbish.
Yeah, welcome to Niger TV. Yes, this is my place. You know, they get the latest updates. Aisha don't come outside. Don't give President Tinubu woto. He say make it let Igbos go. Say Igbos don't to stay. Say Igbos say we don't want them. At the same time, we not let them go. For this very video, when I want to play for now, so una go see enough. Una go the kind video, the kind word when I want to hear. For some people mad for here, the thing we even surprise and say, people get this kind of matter for my. There are some certain discussion they made in this video. So all I want you to do now is just for you to listen attentively, just watch it from beginning to the end. You're going to gain a lot in this very video. So all Aisha is seeking for now is to allow Biafra to go, because according to what she said on this video, he said Nigeria is too big. Nigeria is even supposed to be divided into 4 places. This one tire me, my people. I don't want to talk much for this video. I just want to make una watch then una will drop comment for what you think. More than not forget to share this video and not forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Watch the video.
After watching it and listening to it, I'll just talk about it.
Known gunmen. That is the point. So why is it that these unknown gunmen still operate with all these checkpoints? You ask yourself that question.
There seems to be some a bigger picture about the perception of the Saudis, and I'll get to some of the liberalness that a lot of people perceive does not exist in the region. First and foremost, do you think that if Peter Obi had won the election, 2023 presidential election, he had become president, there could have been a change in all of this?
If Peter Obi had won, you probably would have seen a better Nigeria than what we are seeing today. Number one, he will not be as nepotistic as this government. He won't. It's not in him. That is just who we are. We feel for the other people.
So you think the Tinubu government is highly nepotistic?
I say so. I don't think so. I'm seeing it, and we see it every day. And I'm just giving you one example. How can Ogun State have 4 ministers?
Well, Tinubu is not from Ogun State.
That is the point. So why does he favor Ogun State? Look, Oyo State has only 1 minister. Ask yourself that. What is it that he's doing?
Is it the right time for the Igbos and the South people of the Southeast extraction to sit down and rethink their politics?
No.
Let me just take this in. I was actually also listening while that was going on. Is to say, honestly, I find it extremely irritating when I hear this talk about always telling the Igbos or the Southeast region, should they rethink their politics? Should they do this? Should they redo? What is it that other regions are doing that is different? What is it? For me, I find it extremely insulting. I remember in 2019 when this person, Atiku, made chose Peter Obi as his running mate. People were like, oh, finally the Igbos have been rewarded. And like, what insults? As in, they need someone to reward them or what? Some people were like, they came at me. They were like, even there are some people from the South who were taking it was like, oh, the way they were saying it, it's a. I said, no, that for you to say that, that's an insult. You're saying that. There are 3 major languages in Nigeria, in this country, 2 major ethnicity, Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba. These 3. You're putting one and making it as if that, as if they've gotten a favor because they were chosen as, one of them was chosen as a vice president. That's an insult. People don't get it. That's what constant. I find it so irritating when people do this thing. As an Igbo person, what's the thing? Do you think you should rethink your which politics are they rethinking? Which politics did the North Central rethink? Which politics did Northwest rethink? Which politics did Northeast rethink? Which politics did Southwest rethink? Which politics did South rethink? Why is it always when it comes to the Southeast that everybody have a map to tell them that they should be rethinking politics and rethinking their way, the way they do it, the way they don't do this, the way they, what kind of insult and what kind of nonsense is I find it so insulting. You would honestly, I find it so insulting because in my life I hate see finish for my life. What kind of nonsense see finish is it? Let's even sit down. If there's any region that has collectively played good politics, and I've been saying this thing for a long time. I said it during the 2023 before the 2023 election when they were taking up presidency. You see the Southeast region. The Southeast region since 1999 has voted for PDP like no other region. They give overwhelming vote. I think you'll be seeing 80-90%. That's what they give to PDP. They gave it to Obasanjo. They gave it to Yaradua. They gave it to Jonathan. They gave it to Atiku. Yet, when 2023, the most competent candidate from PDP, and I said this as far back as 2021, I said if PDP had sense, they will be looking at Peter Obi and Frank Weke Jr. and let Bukola Saraki and Atiku go and rest. Those one they can always change anything. Those were my tweets. Go and check those tweets. They are still there. When 2022, the issue of presidency came, the best person who happened to be from the Southeast region, PDP were doing like this. All of a sudden, they realized that, oh, it didn't have to be South. Atiku could do this. Atiku could do that. Atiku could do that. That was for the first time. 2023 was the first time that Southeast did not vote PDP. So, what politics are they rethinking? What could be more than, you know, having a strategy and going with it more than that? What could be doing this thing? But because of course at the end of the day, now Igbos then see finish. Now Southeast region they see finish. Now everybody go they do. And they say they don't want to be part of Nigeria, Biafra. Allow them to go. My people, if you know one person, let the person may go. How you know one person you want tied and down? How? You are afraid you probably will go and excel more than you. You are afraid, you say you don't want to give them leadership. Some people will come out to say, how can Igbos have economic power and also have political power? How can you be poor and senseless at the same time? That's the question a lot of us should be asking ourselves. Nigeria is poor, and we decide we have to be senseless. At least can't we be poor and have sense and use that sense and do the right thing and put in the people? Politics, I always say the politics is about economics. The more politics that is not solving economic problem is rubbish. It's nonsense. It's not working. It's not going anywhere. So what is all of this up and down and up, whatever? And the next thing they'll be asking, is it Igbo should rethink their politics, should not rethink whatever? By the way, like you said, Peter Obi was president. Definitely all of this nonsense that are happening will definitely not be happening. They definitely will not be happening. You understand? If he was president, you won't see all of this. Nobody is saying he's Messiah. Nobody is going to solve the whole of Nigeria. He can't solve the whole of Nigeria. There are certain mistakes he will make. We citizens will be there. That's what we're there. That's what the dragging is all about. And when somebody is there as a leader, you want someone that will listen to people say, oh, you're doing wrong, and he will correct those wrong. Rather than the people that will give you the middle people and say, go to hell. Yes, that's what you're looking for. And the other this thing that comment he made about the fact that there are unknown government in Igbo, in South is killing people, but Southeast is the region that has the most police and military checkpoint. Why is that not solving the point? Why have that not led to a reduction in all of the killings that are going on? What is going on? Is there collusion somewhere? These are the questions that should be asked, and answers should be demanded of this whole question. Should this say anything? And like you said, oh God, I just thought the way Senator Abaribe answered Shewo on that one to say that I am not saying that Senator Abaribe is not saying that he thinks this thing is nepotistic, what do you call him? Bola Tinubu, but he's saying he is. You want to say that, oh, Ogun is not his state. No, Ogun is my state. one state is bringing for this, even the one that have one senator, because the law mandated that every state must produce a minister. The one that has one minister, I mean not senator, the law mandates that every state must produce a minister. Otherwise, it probably will have some that don't have it. But anyway, let's continue with our mumuishness, with our poverty and our lack of sense. The day we decide to get sense, we will choose the best candidates and leave out it. But in a way, I don't blame Nigeria, because indeed, Tinubu did not win the 2023 election. He rigged his way into office. Nigerians did vote for Peter Obi. Yes, we allowed the rigging to happen.
See what we're doing, Sean, because everybody continues to say that, why don't you think you're well? No, we have decided, and I'm part of those who have said that, let us go back to the Southeast and revamp the Southeast and make it more livable, better, more cohesive, and hold ourselves together. Because it's obvious that if we continue to look at whoever comes to be president, to look at us and do right, apart from Obasanjo and maybe Jonathan, I do not think that we have seen that same type of fair.
What's your assessment of this newly minted cabinet from the point of view of your constituents and your party?
Well, let me just put it this way. My constituents, as far as they are concerned, nothing has changed. Secondly,
Assalamu alaikum. The people of Yemen need your help right now. More than 24 million Muslims are food insecure around Yemen. 85,000 children have already lost their lives. This is the worst humanitarian disaster in recent times. If things continue like they are currently, Yemen will rank as the poorest country in the world by 2022, with 79% of the population living below the poverty line and 65% classified as extremely poor. Merci Perboten are on the ground in Yemen as I speak, distributing life-saving food packs to starving families, needy orphans, destitute widows, and the elderly. We need to show mercy, and we need that mercy now. For only £100, you can feed 2 families for an entire month. We want to help tens of thousands of families immediately. With your help, inshallah, the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ commanded us in a sound hadith to feed the hungry, visit the sick, and free the captives. Right now, the people of Yemen fall under all 3 of these categories. The future is extremely bleak, and there is no hope unless all, that is, each and every one of us, do something to stop it immediately. The reward for this special act of worship is truly immense. We must grab this opportunity with both hands. Please do not ignore Yemen. Donate generously. Barakallahu feekum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
if you go out on the street, because this time I'm going to say that my constituents are all the oppressed and all the people, they don't call it renewed hope, they call it renewed shege. They're in trouble. And we see it and we really don't know where we're going with it. I represent Abia South, part of the Southeast. And so the Southeast, we're looking at the changes. So what are the changes for the Southeast? You remove one minister for the Southeast, you replace with another minister. So what do we have? This President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria breaching the Constitution and going on as if it does not matter that he's breaching the Constitution. And
meaning the reflection of the federal sort of spread.
Precisely.
Right.
Precisely. Section 14.3 and 14.4 of the Constitution is very clear. It's also a mandatory provision of the federal government. And so the president has breached it for the past 18 months plus and does not seem to want to, because we thought that with these changes, maybe there will be some adjustments that will also put some balm on what is going on in the minds of people from the Southeast. And sometimes when I discuss with my friends in the administration, the first thing they ask me, you Igbos, what do you want? I want to tell everyone, what do the Igbos want? Fairness and equity, which is in the Constitution. That's all that we want. Treat us as you're treating everybody else. The Igbo ethos is Egbe bere, Ugo bere. Let the hawk and the eagle perch. Let no one oppress the other. Every Igbo person is imbued inside us. So anytime that an Igbo person sees that you're not treating him fairly, they come out. And so for the Southeast, as far as they are concerned, okay, you can change, but like the French say, plus ça change, plus ça même chose. The more things change, the more they remain the same.
Right. So basically, your assessment is that the Southeast has been shortchanged in this latest
from beginning.
Right.
From beginning. Okay. What does this Constitution say? The Constitution says that you have to have one minister per state. Now, from the Obasanjo government, they started having 42 because they have one for zone. But even President Buhari, that did not, as far as we know, have any empathy for the Southeast, still gave one more minister to the Southeast. And so, but what do we have today? Just that 5 for the 5 states of the Southeast. So, when our people say this is renewed shege, that means that we're even worse off than we were before now. And so if you're just going to give us only that thing that the Constitution stipulates for us, yet some zones, there are 6.
Once again, I want to say thank you for watching Naija TV. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and don't forget to share this video. We are still on the video. You see a lot that will be happening in this video and you see what they are discussing in this video. I swear, Nigeria is gone, man, because there are some certain things that are happening in this country that is not supposed to be happening. So guys, I just want you to continue watching this video and please don't subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and drop comment. Make sure you share this video for others to see what is happening in this country, Nigeria. Thank you for watching.
Have 10 ministers, some have 9, some have 7. You want to ask yourself, is it fair? Is it just? Is it equitable? If it's not, then if you now tell us, okay, you're doing well for us, we'll wait for tomorrow. As far as the Southeast is concerned, waiting for Godot.
Right. So the issue you have is that it's not whether or not there's one minister from each southeastern state. It's the fact that other states have more ministers.
No, not the other states, the zones. You know,
right.
We have 6 geopolitical zones. So you don't treat one geopolitical zone as if it's an appendage of every other one. That is just what I'm saying. And President Tinubu has the responsibility to make things right. So when you come in saying, I'm going to make things right, I'm doing things, and yet you still continue, I don't think that anybody will be happy with that.
How much political traction is the president likely to get in the Southeast from the appointment of Bianca Ojukwu, who is the widow of the former Biafran leader, Emeka Ojukwu, as a minister? Will that win Mr. Tinubu plaudits in that region, or will they just roll their eyes? I mean, she is actually, I mean, her husband, the late husband, founded the party that you're a member of.
Yes, of course. I'm a member of ABGA. She's also a key member of ABGA. But I think that she deserves to be a minister in her own right. But making her a minister is not meant for the Southeast. You know, the point really is that, well, maybe those who are advising Mr. President are not giving him the proper advice. Like I said, what the Southeast want is do to me the way you are doing to others.
Right. So what would
you can give to her. She deserves it. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
But that will not bring the Southeast to say, okay, because you have given to her, therefore it has covered all the anomalies.
Right. So what would have satisfied you?
What would have satisfied us is, okay, fine. You have 50 ministries. You're sharing it by 6. What does that give everybody? At least each zone will get 8. At least. But then some are more, some are less, or at least each zone will get 7. Just like that. That will have now told everybody that you're even-handed. But when you even go beyond that, look at what Section 14.3 says. Section 14.3 says that you will have to run the state in a manner that does not show a preponderance of this from one zone. So what do we have today? The whole of the economy is in the hands of one zone. CBN, this, that, finance, everybody. Just check it. And so you ask yourself, is this what is contained in the Constitution? Section 14.4 also even says that you ought to do things so that you do not make others feel that they are not taken care of. So, as far as we are concerned, we don't think that they are getting it right.
You know, the problem that I notice in this country is that everybody has a beef. It doesn't matter which part of the country you... No, seriously. It doesn't matter which part of the country you... If you go to the north right now, they have... I mean, what you're talking about, how many ministers they got or whatever, is just, as far as I'm concerned, is completely irrelevant.
No. You just asked about the minister.
I know.
I'm dealing with that. But if you come to another area, I will also deal with that.
Well, let's go to another area, because, I mean, another area that people have a lot of problems with is the National Assembly, of which you're a member. In fact, you've been a member, that you're one of the, you know, longest serving senators by today's standards.
Sure.
Or certainly members of the National Assembly. Sure. And for example, Bianca Ojukwu has just been nominated. Her nomination, along with the others, will now move to the Senate, where you work, for approval.
Yes.
Or, as some believe, to be rubber stamped, because many Nigerians believe that the National Assembly and the Senate simply rubber stamps everything the president does.
Well, let me put it this way. Every leadership of the National Assembly.
What does freedom look like for you? Does it look like the ability to meet emergency needs as they arise? Does it look like the ability to fund your goals and dreams? Then we've got your back. Fair Money is a microfinance bank that offers you loans of up to 5 million naira in 5 minutes. We offer flexible tenures and affordable interest rates. With Fair Money, you get loan extensions to make repayments easier and loan top-ups if you need more money before your loan expires. Need a loan? Download the Fair Money app today and get one in 5 minutes.
You've got the idea. GoDaddy has the domain to make it happen. You're a search away, so go ahead. Give your idea its own address. Find your domain at godaddy.com.
Tends to stamp their own
imprimatur
on it. And so if the leadership today feels that they need to work closely with the president, then that may be what will seem to be like this. But don't forget one crucial fact. Most of the members of this 10th National Assembly were new. So they had not imbibed the ethos that we are actually a different arm of government.
Well, aren't they supposed to be given training and stuff?
Well, you get the training, but you get it by doing. I've stayed there for a very long time. That means I know I have had to. At the first time I also came, I think I was also feeling that, oh, maybe this is not what you're supposed to do, maybe this, but that is exactly where we are. It does not necessarily mean that that is what every member of the National Assembly wants. Unfortunately, the Nigerian public does not realize that we also have to do things by votes. And so I may say no to what they like. But once it's put to vote, right, and that, I now take responsibility for even those things that I do not like.
Right.
Because
the majority carries the vote.
Precisely.
Right, okay. I'm going to maybe come back to the issue of the National Assembly and how it's evolved over the years, because it's brilliant to have you here and to have the benefit of your experience. But let me return briefly to that issue of the cabinet. Beyond whether the Southeast or, you know, the Northwest got the number of allotments that they were hoping for. I mean, you just give me a broader picture. I mean, what does the fact that the president has been forced to reshuffle his cabinet within just over a year tell us about his judgment of constituting a cabinet in the first place?
I do not think that the problem is the cabinet. That is my own view. My view is this, that there are fundamentals that the president ought to have taken into consideration even before you constitute your cabinet and you decide this is your economic direction. Failure to deal with those fundamentals is where we are. So it doesn't matter who you put there. Put an Einstein there, he will still fail. And what are the fundamentals? First, we're a poor country, very poor, with massive debt overhang. What do you do when you're poor? When you come in and then you have to do something. The first thing you do is you cut your coat according to your size. But we came in, and the first thing is you bloat your cabinet, which means that the cost of governance is not going down. Everybody in this country expected that you should be able to shrink according to, even if you don't do everything, but at least. But now you have a runaway cost of governance. Everything is being given to everybody free of charge. We are buying new plane, we're doing all that. What do you expect? Those things must be paid for. What does the man on the street see? He sees you living in extravagance.
That includes you?
Of course it includes me.
Okay.
Yes. He sees you living, he sees you enjoying, and you're telling him things are getting rougher, and he's seeing inflation, he's seeing a cost of fuel, he's seeing the cost of electricity. So what do you expect? All you're going to get on the street is mass anger. So that is the first one. That's the fundamental. What's the second fundamental? So the president is firing every minister. He didn't fire the Minister of Petroleum. Why? Because what is the fundamental thing that we used to have foreign exchange? It's just how much oil we can produce. And so that should have been your very, very focus to say, how do we increase the quantum of oil that we produce so that, first of all, we pay off all the debts that have been borrowed by the previous government. And by the way, an irony here is that this was also an APC government that brought us to this point. And then we have another APC government coming, and that APC government is pretending that that was not part of its history. You see what I'm saying? So that fundamental, the second one, what are those things that we ought to do? You should deal with that. So when you leave all that, bring in 100 ministers, let them also be running around. What are they going to do? Essentially, once you're doing production of oil that is less than 2.3, 2.5, you're not going to do much. So you fall back to what? To debt. And then you borrow. And then you go on at the same time to say, I'm going to do massive works. Oh, I'm going to do Calabar to Lagos, Lagos to... Those things are very nice and very... But funded with what? So
although their argument
that is the point.
They're
so
only funding a fraction of it. The rest of it is being funded by private
you now see that
money.
The fundamentals are not right.
Right.
So you turn around and now say, okay, let me blame Mr. A. He was unable to do A, B, or he was... No, it's not them.
Yeah, but just, I mean, you make some very interesting points here, and you have a lot of experience in these matters. I mean, you were, for example, at one stage a deputy governor. A lot of people forget that before you then went into the National Assembly and so on.
Yes.
I'm not even going to ask you about your old chum, Ojus or Carlo.
Oh, that's my very good friend.
Now that both of you are
very good friends.
Both of you are in the Senate. I wonder how you get along.
Why not? We get along very well. We're no longer governor and deputy. We're now colleagues in the Senate.
Because, I mean, a lot of people believe that he masterminded an attempt to, in fact, an effort to impeach you, which eventually succeeded in pushing you out.
Those are what are some of the...
But based on your experience,
yeah,
extensive experience, what do you think informs these cabinet appointments? Is it sacrifice and service to the people, or is it personal and political interest? Because
personal and political interest. Don't talk about sacrifice. Because nobody goes to a cabinet.
Right.
With the president or the governor or whoever making an appointment, we say, okay, who do I choose? Some people you want to choose on the basis of they have to be compensated. Some people you have to choose on the basis of one group needs to be given something. Some people you have to say, okay, I'm going to take this people based on their competence
right,
and all that. Those are the criteria that is used.
Well, the reason I ask you that is that I noticed that none of the former governors who are in the cabinet were touched, either through sacking or reassignment. I mean, the likes of Wike, Umahi, and so on. Some have suggested that the president needs them to help deliver votes for his re-election in 2027. What are your thoughts on that?
No, I can't speculate on that. That would just be speculation, and that's not the reason. My assumption is that as a president, the best for the country is what you need to do. And so if you find somebody competent enough to do the best job, then you take the person. It does not matter whether, and in any case, former governors don't deliver anything. Quote me, the people who deliver things are those who are right there with the people at their time. Usually what people feel, it's just like me, if you go by those, this time has passed. How will I now go and say I'm delivering the whole of Abia State to him? It's not possible. Yet I may deliver my senatorial zone because I'm still a serving.
Thank you for watching Niger TV. This is the height of it all. Guys, I just want you to throw up on the comment section, what do you want President Tinubu to do in this country to make a country a better place? Guys, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, and thank you for watching Niger TV.